Question 4. So we have to draw a diagram that shows the arrangement of at least 10 water molecules before and after freezing. In your in the IB assessment application, you will be able to drag and drop these circles pretty much. So basically, you have to draw before freezing is going to be disordered, and as you know, they would slide over each other. So I'm just gonna try and recreate what I would draw for water. Remember that they should not be completely apart because of the fact that it would then be mistook for gas and you'd lose marks. So this is liquid or before freezing, and solid it would have a proper composition throughout. So this one would have to have a pattern. Arrange them proper lines, and that's pretty much it for question 4A. Yeah. In this you have to use your IB, the assessment tools one's going to be given, just like they've demonstrated in the picture. So the measurement is going to be somewhere around 55 micrometers, and you have to write that in standard form. Micro is 10 to the power negative 6. So you would have to write 55 into 10 to the power negative 6, which can be written as 5.5 into 10 to the power negative 5. And this would be your final answer. Next, you have to present the data in the graph. This one you just have to draw points on the exact um, points where this is occurring, like at x negative 2.5 I would x 2.5 actually I would have the y-axis be 0. So just to draw an example graph, I'm just going to do it really quickly. This would be 2.5, and this should be 0% of the ice cream. This would be 20% of the ice cream that's frozen. At 4.5 we would have 40% the ice cream frozen. And there's not much to it. You just have to like precisely make sure that your points aren't misplaced. And then of course you have to label the graphs. The first one you would have for the x-axis would have temperature, and you have to write C because Celsius. And then for the y-axis you would have percentage of ice cream frozen. And then now the next question is, using a graph from part C, estimate the temperature when 50% of the water should be frozen. If all your data is plotted correctly, you should get -6 Celsius. That's your answer. So now you have to formulate a hypothesis. First, read this information. Okay. So, if in this format, and you get all 3 marks. We didn't have to think, we just had to apply the knowledge that we got from the question itself. Okay, so there are a couple conventions that you should remember for IB. The first one is that the units are not the same. A few are in hours, a few are in minutes. So you could write that. And another one is that if you are given that something is being measured 48.8 and then you have a data value that's 50, you'd have to write 0.0 since you have established that the instrument can achieve a level of precision. So we will write that as well. All data should have consistent precision. Decimal chapter 1. They haven't included the units in the heading. Include units in the heading. And this is a raw data table. This is not a processed data table. So include mean values. Okay. This is a 2-marker. We see that water melts fastest given the mean values, but you don't have to write that. You could just write that milk does not melt the quickest, hence the hypothesis is invalid. And that wraps up question 4.